So welcome everybody on this magic book reading session. Today is day 7, the magical way out of negativity. A thankful person is thankful under all circumstances. Baha'u'llah, 1817 to 1892, Persian founder of the Baha'i faith. Now, what does this say? A thankful person is thankful under all circumstances. I'll just narrate an incident today which happened between me and Saila. I wrote, I am grateful for the traffic. She wrote me a message back saying, how can you be grateful for traffic? I said, I know that certain situations are not the way you want them to be. Okay. But then you have a choice. Either you want to crib about it or you want to be thankful about it or grateful about it. I said, I take that time to see people, analyze people, how are they reacting to a traffic jam. I get more time for my podcast so that, I only listen to them when I'm in the car. So अगर वो jam लग रहा है तो मुझे 10 मिनट extra मिलेंगे सुनने को. So it's nothing. It's the same situation where you can be thankful or you can also crib. मुझे घर जाना था यार, ट्रैफिक में फंसा दिया. So that is the choice you make. A thankful person is thankful under all circumstances because he's making that conscious choice. Whether it's a relationship in turmoil, financial pressure, a lack of health, or problems in a job, negative situations arise because of a lack of gratitude over a long period of time. If we are not grateful for each things in our lives, we are unintentionally taking those things for granted. Taking things for granted is a major cause of negativity because when we take things for granted, we are not giving thanks in return and we stop the magic happening in our lives. Just as giving thanks to others will always lead to our life magically increasing, so must taking things for granted always lead to our life decreasing. Are you grateful for your health when it's good? Or do you only notice your health when your body gets sick or hurts? Are you grateful for your job every day? Or do you only value your job when you hear there will be cutbacks? Are you grateful for your pay or salary every single time you receive it? Or do you take your pay or salary for granted? Are you grateful for your loved ones when everything is running smoothly? Or do you only talk to others about your loved ones when there are problems? Are you grateful when your car is working well? Or do you only think of your car when it breaks down? Are you grateful to be alive each day? Or do you take your life for granted? Taking these granted results in complaining negative thoughts and words. So, when you complain, by law of attraction, you must bring more things into your life to complain about. If you're complaining about the weather, the traffic, your boss, your spouse, your family, a friend, a stranger, waiting in lines, bills, etc., the economy, the cost of something, or the service of a company, you're not being grateful. And you're pushing your dream life further away with every complaint. Now, you understand that complaining negative thoughts and words and taking things for granted stops the good things in your life. Now you understand when something goes very wrong, you have unintentionally not been grateful enough. It's impossible to be negative when you are grateful. It's impossible to criticize and blame when you are grateful. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. And the best news is that if you have any negative situation in your life currently, it won't take a long period of time to transform them with gratitude. The negative situations will disappear in a puff of smoke like magic. So, again, coming back to the choice you make, you have a choice. You want to be grateful about it or you want to take it for granted. The more you start complaining by taking it for granted or complaining about things, what are you doing subconsciously? You are subconsciously giving a program out to the universe that give me more situations where I can complain, give me more situations where I do, take things for granted. But if I am grateful for all that is happening, I mean, if I am grateful for my body every day, not necessary when I'm sick, if I'm grateful for all the money I receive every day and not for when I need money, I will not be manifesting those situations in my life by just being grateful and not complaining and also not taking for granted. This is a very powerful chapter. I have personally worked during the book and after the book at certain situations where I was finding it very difficult that, this situation I can't confront or tolerate or, handle easily. And I remember getting up at 6 o'clock one time. I was thinking about something, did not have a good night's sleep. And at 6 or 6:30 in the morning, as I got up, we were not doing the book. I just remember that let me open that chapter. I opened this chapter, read this chapter, and then, as per whatever is today's homework, I worked for that situation. And trust me, it took less than 3 months for that situation to improve. So, this is one practice where during the book I've always done, but a lot of times in a lot of difficult situations I've had in my life, I have rarely, resorted back to this particular exercise to deal with negative situations, especially work or at home. सो डिसाइड करो फीड किसको करना है. कंप्लेंट बॉक्स को फीड करना है, कंप्लेंट बढ़ेंगे. ग्रैटिट्यूड को फीड करना है, ग्रैटिट्यूड बढ़ेगा. सी दे आर लाइक टू बैंक अकाउंट्स यू हैव. One is a complaint account, the other is a gratitude account. You have the choice to put in whatever you want to put in both. If you put more in the complaint box, what is going to increase? Your bank of complaints are going to increase and are bound to increase because you are feeding them. But if you put more attention, more energy to your bank account of gratitude, what do you think is going to grow? It's your gratitude that is going to grow. It's the grateful, thankful situations in your life that is going to grow. It's the positivity that comes at that frequency of gratitude that is going to grow. So you have to choose between किस अकाउंट में मुझे पैसे डालने हैं. और पैसे डालने का मीनिंग ये है कि वेयर इज इट दैट आई एम गोइंग टू पुट माय एनर्जीज एंड अटेंशन. दैट इज पुटिंग मनी इन दीज टू अकाउंट्स. So choose. You want to feed your account of complaint or you want to feed your account of gratitude. It's a it's a very simple conscious choice. और जिसमें भी गारंटीड है, जिसमें भी आप अपनी एनर्जी अटेंशन या पैसा डालोगे वो बढ़ेगा ही बढ़ेगा. अकाउंट ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड में डालोगे वो बढ़ेगा. अकाउंट ऑफ कंप्लेंट में डालोगे कंप्लेंट बढ़ेगी. फर्स्ट, as difficult as it may be, you have to look for things to be grateful for in the negative situation. No matter how bad things are, you can always find something to be grateful for. Especially when you know that your gratitude will magically transform every negative circumstance. Walt Disney, who knew about the true magic of life, showed us how to do this in his movie Pollyanna. Disney's 1960 movie Pollyanna featured the Glad Game, which had a profound effect on me when I was a child. I played the Glad Game featured in the movie through my childhood and adolescence. To play the Glad Game, you look for as many things as you can be glad about, especially in a negative situation. Finding things to be glad about or finding things to be grateful for in a negative situations make the solutions appear. Walt Disney demonstrated the magical power of gratitude in Pollyanna, and thousands of years earlier, Buddha demonstrated the way to use the same magical power when he said, "Let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful." Gautam Buddha, 566 BC to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. This movie Pollyanna by Walt Disney was featured in 1960, is available on YouTube. I'll try to find the link and share with you. Please have a look at this beautiful movie. It's about a small girl who is positive in all situations, and her only thought process is whatever situation she is in, she will always talk in a language. "I'm so glad that we are here. I'm so glad that you're alive." All her sentences start with "I am so glad" or "I am glad." In fact, after make sure, if you have kids around you who are that age they can understand, make sure to make them also watch the movie. Organize a movie night or a movie afternoon, whatever time you get everybody to watch this movie in your family. And if you have kids, I strongly suggest play this game with your children. It's altogether a different experience when the young ones come out with things that they can be thankful for. And especially, you're watching the movie with them, they get on to that, they got on to that zone where they want to be glad about a lot of things. Like I was sharing, my 6 year old, just by listening, he had 5-10 gratitudes. And if I play the glad game with him, which we usually play, it's altogether a different experience for him and as well as for us parents. So watch this movie. Make sure you get entire family to watch it and start practicing it, either with your kids or with your partner or with your family members, just for 5 minutes. It's like what we did today. It's a trailer for that. But when you watch the movie, you'll get to understand to depth. Okay, if you can have that glad philosophy in life, the magic is never going to stop in your life. Let Buddha's words be your inspiration. And today, take one problem or a negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve. And I look for 10 things to be grateful for. I know it can be challenging to begin this practice, but Buddha is showing us the way to do it. Make a written list of 10 things on your computer or in your gratitude journal. As an example, your problem might be that you're out of work, and despite your best efforts, you're still unemployed. To magically turn this situation around, you have to do concentrated practice of gratitude on the situations. Now imagine we are asking a person who's lost his job, no source of income is coming because he does not have a job, that he can be thankful for that. To think of it looks difficult. But the reality is that this does exist. Here are some of the examples what you might say. Now, this is what we're talking from a person who's lost a job. I'm so grateful that I've had more time for my family during this period. I'm grateful that my life is in a lot better order because of the spare time I have. I'm grateful that I've had a job most of my life and that I am experienced. I'm truly grateful that this is the first time I have been unemployed. I am grateful that there are jobs out there and more new jobs are appearing each day. I am grateful for all the things I've learned in applying for jobs and in going for interviews. I am grateful that I have my health and that I can work. I am grateful for my family's support and encouragement. I am grateful for the rest I've had because I needed it. I am grateful that through losing my job, I've realized how much having a job means to me. I had never realized that until now. As a result of the unemployed person's gratitude, they will attract different circumstances, and their current situation must and will magically change. The power of gratitude is greater than any negative situations, and there are unlimited ways that the negative situation can change. All you have to do is practice gratitude and watch the magic take place. How beautiful! An unemployed person who does not have a job, does not have a source of income, can actually think of minimum 10 तो उन्होंने दिखाई दिए 10 things that he can be grateful for. That is the power. Once you take any negative situation, be it at your work, be it at your house, how is it? Because that's the barrier. Because you do not want to be positive in that situation. But once you cross that barrier and see इसमें भी क्या अच्छा है, and then when you practice gratitude for that negative situation by seeing what is it that you can still be thankful and grateful for that in that negative situation is how gratitude works magic in your life. Let's take another example. A son whose relationship with his father is troubled. The son feels that no matter what he does, it never seems to be good enough for his father. Quite a common criteria for especially teenage kids. Number one, I am grateful that most of the relationship in my life are really good. I am grateful to my father for working hard so that I could have the education that he didn't get to have. I am grateful to my father for supporting our family through my childhood because I didn't have a clue then how much hard work and money it took to keep our family going. I am grateful to my father for taking me to basketball every Saturday when I was a child. I am grateful that my father is not as tough on me these days as he used to be in the past. I am grateful that my father cares so much about me because he wouldn't be tough if he didn't care so much. I am grateful that through my relationship with my father, I have learned to have compassion and a greater understanding with my children. I am grateful to my father for showing me how important encouragement is in raising happy, confident children. I'm really grateful when I get to laugh with my father. Some people never got to do that because they didn't have a father. And for others who have lost their father, they will never have the chance to laugh with their father again. I'm so truly grateful that I have my father because amid the tough times, there have been good times and there will be more good times ahead with my father. How beautiful. As a result of the son's heartfelt feeling of gratitude for his father, he will change their relationship for the better. The son changed the way he thinks and feels about his father, which immediately changes what he attracts from his father. Even though the son was being grateful in the mind, at an energetic and quantum level, the son's gratitude will have a magical effect on his relationship with his father. Provided he maintains his gratitude by the law of attraction, the son must receive far better circumstances with his father, and the relationships must begin to improve immediately. अब ये हो क्या रहा है इस सिचुएशन? Let's just spend some time thinking, analyzing what exactly is happening. In any relationship, so I'm talking about a relationship issue, there is certain things that you do not like about that relationship or about the person, and your attention is always focused on that. मेरे को ये नहीं पसंद, मैं वो ऐसे करता है, वो ऐसे करता है, उसने मुझसे ये किया, वो किया, फलाना। What is it that we are doing? We are complaining. Do you think that relationship will improve when I'm feeding my account of complaint? No, because I'm only looking at what is negative, what I don't like, or what is not appealing to me, or what is not as per the way I want things to be. And I'm feeding my box of bank of complaints in that particular relationship which we are talking about. Now, for that moment, take a flip and now start feeding the bank of gratitude. If it's a toxic relationship, I thank God that I have a relationship. A lot of people don't. I thank God that we fight because deep down there is a concern for the both of us regarding each other. ये thought process है. So in a negative situation, always try to feed the bank of gratitude rather than feeding the bank of complaints, which generally a lot of people do and we all have been doing earlier. हमको दूध के धुले नहीं हैं, हमने भी वो काम किया, अभी भी करते हैं. It is only at when you realize that no, if it's not working, that means there is something that I'm doing wrong. And the moment you shift making that deposit in the account of complaint and you shift that deposit in the account of gratitude, things magically change. Remember, you can tell your gratitude is working by the way you feel. You should feel a lot better about the situation after practicing gratitude. The first evidence of gratitude's magical power working is your feelings lifting. So, when you do feel better about it, you know the situation will improve and the solutions will appear. The answer to any negative situation you want to resolve is to focus concentrated gratitude on it until you feel better inside. Then you will see the magic work its wonders in the outside world. In making your written list, make sure you list each of the 10 things you're grateful for in the following way. I am so grateful for, followed by the reason. Or I am truly grateful for whatever is it that you're grateful for in that negative situation or a negative relation. And finish the sentences with what you're grateful for. You can also use Walt Disney's way of using gratitude's magical power if you find it easier. I am so glad that I have a relationship. I'm so glad that this is there. And then finish the sentence with what you're glad about. Once you listed 10 things you're grateful for, finish the magical way out of negativity practicing by writing thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. So, what you have done in this exercise is that you have picked up a negative situation where you have now written 10 gratitudes in that negative situations for which you are grateful, and then you have given it to the universe with full gratitude, asking for the perfect resolution. अब वो perfect resolution यूनिवर्स ही आपको करके देगा, but you will be at ease with whatever resolution that comes your way for that negative situations. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. It may be a challenge, but see if you can make it through one day. We are asking only one day. There is an important reason to do this because most of us have no idea how much we speak negatively, but you'll remember an idea after watching your words for a day. Remember that negativity and complaint bring more of those things. And if you are aware of what you are saying, you can stop and decide if you want the consequences of what you're about to say. Here is a magic lifeline you can use if you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say, I am really grateful for होता क्या है, and finish the rest of the sentence with something, anything that you're grateful for. Take this magic lifeline with you and grab a hold of it whenever you need it. Now, second part of the homework is for tomorrow, we will not think negative. We will play the glad game all throughout the day. And in that process, we need to be consciously aware of what we are saying. And just in case, because we have a habit of often addressing and being negative, we generally say negative things, but the author has also given us a lifeline. Just in case I make a negative statement, I can just complete that sentence by being grateful. Like, yeah, I'm finding it very difficult to, manage these things, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for God for bringing this situation as I learn a lot in this. Anything that you can think of. So, जो भी नेगेटिव सिचुएशन पहले तो बोलनी नहीं, अगर बोल रहे हैं, consciously be aware of whatever you are saying for one day and then immediately use this lifeline and then finish it off with the gratitude. And if any little problem or situation appears in the future, remember to put out the embers with gratitude before it grows into a fire. At the same time, you will ignite the magic in your life. So, coming back to the assignments for today, magical practice number 7, the magical way out of negativity. Number 1, count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Choose one problem or a negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve. List 10 things that you are grateful for about the negative situations. Number 4, at the end of that list, write thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. And if you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative, use the magic lifeline, stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for, and finish it with that feeling of gratitude. And number 6, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.